A warm welcome to you here on TV News Hour, this hour on TV Sapiencia. The top stories today. The federal government has said that the Dangote Group will redeploy staff earlier disengaged from its refinery operations following the resolutions of its dispute with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. Gold hit a record high and Wall Street futures fell with the dollar today Wednesday as the U.S. government shut down after lawmakers failed to reach a funding deal, although most Asian and European markets edged up. And in sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen on Tuesday yesterday set a new milestone in the UEFA Champions League as he became the first Nigerian player to reach double figures in the history of the competition, excluding qualifying. Many thanks for joining us here on the news. My name is Chioma Vicchukwemeka, the news in full. The federal government has said that the Dangote Group will redeploy staff earlier disengaged from its refinery operations, following the resolution of its dispute with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. The federal government also announced that the redeployed staff will not suffer any loss of pay due to redeployment. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Mohammed Maigari Dingyadi, confirmed this in a statement issued today Wednesday in Abuja. He further explained that both sides had reached a compromise, noting that Pengasin has agreed to start the process of calling off the strike. Both parties agreed to this understanding in good faith. The minister also stressed that unionization is a right of workers in accordance with the laws of Nigeria, and this right should be respected. The conciliation meetings followed a breakdown in earlier talks between the refinery management and Pengasin, which had ended in a deadlock on Monday. The dispute began after Pengasin raised concerns over what it described as mass transfers and dismissals of union members by Dangote's refinery management. The union also accused the company of replacing some Nigerian staff with foreign workers, arguing that these actions violated labor laws and undermined local employment rights. The refinery's management, however, denied these allegations, stating that workforce reorganization was due to operational requirements and not related to union activities. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to work together to place the country on the same level as other nations around the world. In his Independence Day address today Wednesday, President Tinubu said Nigeria must focus on producing more goods, not only consuming. He admitted that his government's reforms, such as removal of fuel subsidy, had caused hardship. He explained that the move was necessary to avoid an economic collapse. President Tinubu said his administration was building a solid foundation for the future. Independence Day in Nigeria is a national public holiday celebrated every October 1, just as today, to mark the country's freedom from Britain and British rule in 1960. It is usually observed nationwide with official ceremonies, presidential speeches, military parades, cultural displays and public festivities. Schools, state governments and communities also organize events to mark the day. This year, however, the federal government cancelled the military parades. Away from that story, the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) has announced the commencement of nationwide enforcement against foreigners who have overstayed their visas or violated immigration conditions, following the expiration of the federal government's visa amnesty initiative. Now, the amnesty program, which was announced on July 5, 2025, allowed foreign nationals with expired immigration documents to regularize their status without penalties. The window officially closed at midnight on 30th of September. That was yesterday. In a statement issued on Tuesday, just minutes before midnight, the Service Public Relations Officer, ACI Akinshola Akinlabi, said enforcement operations will begin today, October 1, targeting holders of expired visa on arrival, expired single or multiple entry short visa and business visas, as well as individuals with expired comprehensive expatriate residence permit and automated cards. Foreign nationals found in violation will face sanctions, including removal from the country, payment of penalties or restrictions from future entry. According to the NIS, the penalty framework includes less than 3 months overstay, removal, or payment of $15 per day or a 2-year entry ban. The agency stressed that the move was aimed at ensuring lawful migration, safeguarding national security, and promoting transparency in Nigeria's immigration system. We'll take a break right now. When we return on the news, the Police Service Commission has announced a whistleblowing policy aimed at curbing malpractice in the recruitment processes of the Nigeria Police Force. These and other stories will come your way after this timeout. Stay with us. Glad to have you back on the news right now. Moving things along, the Police Service Commission has announced a whistleblowing policy aimed at curbing malpractice in the recruitment processes of Nigeria Police. The Commission stated this recently. They actually said Nigerians are encouraged to report incidents such as solicitation or acceptance of bribes, whether cash, gifts, or favors, in exchange for recruitment slots or preferential treatment. Other reportable offenses include manipulation of test results, written, physical, or medical, falsification of credentials such as age, certificate, or state of origin, with the knowledge of officials, sexual harassment, or extortion of candidates. PSC spokesman Ikechukwu Ane, who disclosed the developments today Wednesday, said, and I quote, "The Commission is committed to ensuring that recruitment into the Nigeria Police Force is transparent, merit-based, and fair." 3.5 billion naira has been set aside as an empowerment grant for 8,300 youth from Anambra and outside the state under the One Youth, Two Skills Plus Solution Initiative. Governor Soludo, who said this during the graduation and certification ceremony for the successful youths out of the 183,000 applicants, said that a few billions have equally been set aside for the Anambra Small Business Agency to give loans to interested beneficiaries. Speaking at the event, which was held at the International Convention Center, Oka, Governor Soludo recalled that the program was launched in October 2022, pointing out that the program is in line with his manifesto, which promises, of course, it has a promise of raising 1,000 youth millionaires, that's according to him, annually, and described the program as a stomach infrastructure on a sustainable basis. The Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Patrick Ahamba, expressed delight that the program is still growing from strength to strength, stating that it's already transforming the lives and destinies of thousands of youths. Recall that the first cohort in 2023 empowered 5,000 youths with 2 billion naira startup support, with over 1,000 already running and thriving ventures. Away from Anambra State and Nigeria, gold hit a record high and Wall Street futures fell with the dollar today Wednesday as the U.S. government shut down after lawmakers failed to reach a funding deal, though most Asian and European markets edged up. The prospect of services in the United States being closed overshadowed optimism that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates yet again. Democrats and Republicans remain at loggerheads on funding the government beyond Tuesday, the end of the fiscal year, with both sides blaming each other. Senate Republicans tried to rubber stamp a House-passed temporarily funding push, but could not get the handful of Democratic votes required to send it to President Donald Trump to sign it off. We move to sports right now, where we hear that Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen on Tuesday yesterday set a new milestone in the UEFA Champions League as he became the first Nigerian player to reach double figures in the history of the competition, excluding qualifying. The 26-year-old was named in manager Okan Buruk's starting lineup as Turkish Super League giant Galatasaray welcomed reigning Premier League champions Liverpool to the Rams Park in a UCL Match Day 2 encounter. Osimhen, who was only making his first full start for the Red and Gold since returning from an ankle injury he actually picked it up during Nigeria's World Cup qualification doubleheader games against Rwanda and South Africa. At the last international break, he found the back of the net via a penalty in the 16th minute. Now, the goal took Osimhen's tally to 10 goals in the Champions League proper. He's followed by Obafemi Martins, 9 goals, as well as Ademola Lookman, Nwankwo Kanu, Victor Ikpeba, and Yakubu Ayebemi, who all have 5 goals. With that story on Victor Osimhen, we wrap it up on the news of this hour. A quick reminder of our top stories. We told you that the federal government has said that the Dangote Group will redeploy staff earlier disengaged from its refinery operations following the resolution of its dispute with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. Gold hit a record high and Wall Street futures fell, with the dollar Wednesday today as the U.S. government shut down after lawmakers failed to reach a funding deal, though most Asian and European markets edged up. And finally, in sports, we told you that Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen on Tuesday yesterday set a new milestone in the UEFA Champions League as he became the first Nigerian player to reach double figures in the history of the competition, excluding qualifying and the qualifications. Many thanks for joining us on the news. My name is Chioma Vicchukwemeka. What more? Do have a great and interesting Independence Day celebration. Stay with us. Good day from here.